are back in the Agony booth. We welcome you to the Captain's Quadrant. This is one of our season end episodes of the Agony booth, as we're going to return to Lower Decks pretty soon. We're going to have a lot of fun talking about that show's final season. And we are going to be talking about Star Trek, The Next Generation, where silence has lease. And joining me, of course, are my co-captains, Jason and VHS. Jace, how are you both doing?
I am living in the dream. Thank you for asking.
Acceptable.
Yeah, we're talking about a weird one. This is had a little creepy face man thing going on.
It's weird that you put this as an agony booth.
Yeah, I don't like it's not that great. I mean, we're basically dealing with Worf's Baba Yaga, but I believe Jason Roy Gaston has a synopsis for us, if you please.
Yes, if I please. Here I go. Where silence has lease, the Enterprise gets swallowed by a giant creepy face in space. Seriously, just a floating face. And everyone freaks out. Captain Picard, Riker, and the gang wander around an empty void while this face, called Nagilum, decides to experiment on them for fun. It starts killing people just to see what happens. Picard's like, nah, let's blow ourselves up. But then the face gets bored and lets them go. And a big thank you to ChatGPT for that synopsis. Writing better synopsis than you can find on the Internet Movie Database.
Well,
it's perfect.
Yes,
that synopsis is perfect for the episode.
Yeah, that's why it was tough to watch this. It was just like, and then the way around, you're like, what? All right, let's say hi to everybody. We're going to start with Cosmic Mom. Hi, happy Friday. Hello. Our good buddy D-Man. You can check out that special Section 31 personnel file with VHS Chase. Very fun with him. My Free Universe, our good friend. Happy Friday to you, and hope everyone is having a good beginning of the weekend. I'm here because I'm not a loser. All right, well, we appreciate that.
Just keep telling yourself that. That's what I do every day. I'm here because I'm not a loser.
I support you.
Yeah, we got a little fun there. Yeah, all of us have glasses today. Yes, I'm wearing my spectacles because it is the end of the algae season, and my landscaping company decided we're going to give it one more go and to cut everything and all the pollen that had settled, and we're going to push it back up and give you eye allergies one last time. You were just getting over them. Now you're going back to eye allergies. You're going to have a swollen eye. You're going to need your glasses. So thanks. Sorry, that was my
fascinating story, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, like I'm riveted. It's so appropriate to what we're doing.
Can't wait till we do this.
Hello, who wrote this?
Who wrote this? I think it's the.
You know what? Let's not even talk about Star Trek. Let's talk about your allergies.
Yeah, the allergy booth.
We can call it. Yes, thank you. You stole the joke right out from under me.
The allergy booth. Well, I'm allergic to tree pollen.
I was kidding. Let's not actually do that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, VHS Jace.
What was this? As you know, I did a little promo for it yesterday. I'm pretty clear. I love this episode. I watched this about 3 months ago, just randomly.
Wow.
And I sat back and I watched it and I went, there is a lot going for this episode. And certainly for me, it was one of if you were to put this on trial, when did Star Trek the growing the beard thing start to happen? You could use this as an exhibit, as an example of the shift changing within Star Trek. Look, there's some slightly cheesy elements, but it just fits so well to what is a really great mystery story. I've got a lot to say about this, but that's my overall sense of it. I love it. It's not a great episode. It's a very good episode.
Okay, we'll take that. Jason Roy Gaston is One Bridge.
I'm going to say it was an excellent episode, personally. I enjoyed it quite immensely. I do think that the second season was a turning point in Star Trek The Next Generation, which was, if you remember, a wretched show in the first season. And I will die on that hill gladly. It was wretched at the very beginning. It was wretched all the way to the end. This episode comes along and I'm just like, okay, you got me. It was creepy. It was atmospheric. I think it's a very high quality episode, and just shame on you. Shame on you for choosing this for an agony booth. Shame.
We've dealt with Worf's Baba Yaga. We have the Klingon Baba Yaga, the mindless, faceless void in space that consumes ships, and I'm assuming eats them, and nobody could do anything about it. So to see the face of fear in Worf was interesting, but they win by just going. The thing goes, I'm bored, and lets them go. Really?
That's highly reductive, though.
Yeah, that is. And I think in that sense of itself, it's actually one of the great things about the episode.
Really?
There's many great storytelling risks they take, and that's one of them, where it doesn't have to be something blowing up or some, intricate reason where they just get out, Sometimes it's like he was toying with them, Joe. He was done. He got what he needed and he left it. So he's not a villain. And that's the thing. That's what he's not a villain.
You don't think he's a villain?
He just killed some random dude. That's all.
Yeah, I was going to say he did a little unaliving in this.
Would we? But if you think about from his perspective, aren't we just not ants to him?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. So I think from his perspective, he's not a villain.
Well, of course,
I just want to make
his perspective.
Yeah, the villain's perspective is.
I just don't want to piss him off. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't piss him off.
He's still around.
I was just gonna say they never resolved this. They never put a stop to this, so he's still floating out there. Like,
he ran into the little butt bugs from Conspiracy, and he's toying with them right now. I only have to kill half of you. Like, fine, just do it. Oh my god,
we keep
shut up, Dr. Silverman. Just do it.
How's your knee?
Hey, he's dropped that bit of trivia.
Yes.
That is the voice of Nick Elam.
Yeah,
Dr. Silverman from Terminator.
Yes.
Yeah. R.I.P. Yeah, I just felt like there were no stakes. It started off pretty good with the fight. So cheesy. They even do the infamous Star Trek flip. The most kung fu we've got. And then Worf giving that one line that I really like is, "Oh, this was easy mode," basically. I thought was cheesy. I just didn't really follow it. What's that? What's the
Chase
point?
has a bit of trivia about the alien on the
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Share the trivia, please, before we move on.
Oh, here we go. Well, actually, I'll dub it up. I'll put on the image. Does anyone see that image before?
Skeletor.
It's actually not bad because Skeletor. No, from another amazing franchise besides Star Trek, Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Made its appearance in which film, Jason?
Jason Takes Manhattan, I believe, which was filmed in 1989. So I guess they had the mold laying around. They're like, let's use this one. Wes Morris passed out in his trailer. Let's just use this one.
Now,
I reckon you'd be able to buy that mask now pretty cheaply. I reckon.
Probably.
On Etsy's making them and selling
Probably.
them. You know it.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a pretty gnarly looking alien, though.
It is. But is this either one of those species an actual thing that the original series ran into or we run into before? I don't remember seeing them ever.
I want to see Turtle Dude again. I want to see the Turtle Warrior.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Was he more of a crustacean?
He was something. I would say turtle. I would say turtle. Because he did have a shell, a spike, like a spiked turtle or a snapping turtle.
Did have a headband and there was leftover pizza in the background.
Yeah, exactly. So I would go with turtle. I just think
Final Frontier Ninja Turtle, Final Frontier Ninja Turtle, Final Frontier Ninja Turtles. There are 4 lights there, 4 lights.
Oh, wow.
It's the crossover that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring me the turtles and the warp core.
Yeah. All right, let us move on.
Paramount, call me.
All right.
Okay, before we say anything, hold up.
Okay.
So that clip, I know every time we play one of these clips, we got to talk about it. But that room that they're in is maybe 10 feet wide. Worf gets electrocuted. Geordi is working over there. How does Geordi react? He goes, and he just sits there and watches Worf get electrocuted. And it's not until Worf falls down and he goes, Worf, and he walks over. I mean,
Yeah.
I like
He's
the
probably
wire.
mumbling to himself, Geordie's mummy. That's what you get. That's what you get.
You need to take a bath.
wow, he smells like frying lilacs.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we even doing now?
Why would they do that?
Why would they
Wax
do that?
lyrically how amazing this episode is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was actually the first original script to come after the writer's strike, I believe.
Oh.
No. I don't know. There was some kind of writer's strike, but I remember reading somewhere where it said this came after a writer's strike. It was the first original script to come out, which doesn't seem right because I think that they cut this season short because of the writer's strike. Okay, now I'm confused. Be quiet. Anyway, Winrich Colby's first directorial debut, by the way, and I think that he did an amazing job. I think that taking the interiors of the Enterprise and making them genuinely creepy with doing nothing except lights. That is talent in directing. And I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but whenever they were on the Yamato's bridge, if you listen to the bridge sound effects, they're distorted.
Oh.
Yeah. So it something you don't hear if you don't listen for it, but your brain can tell it's there and you can tell that it's just wrong. Why did they do this? Because they wanted to make an awesome episode with a mysterious antagonist, where they could debate philosophy and talk about what life means and defeat the adversity without firing a shot. I love this episode. What is it doing here?
VHS chase.
I think the biggest compliment I could give this episode is one word: unsettling. I think that's the strength of this. It is unsettling from the beginning to the quiet moments that we get on the bridge in the first 20 minutes as things are slowly unfolding. It's paced, almost dead still there for a little bit, and it slowly starts to build momentum, which I think's amazing. It's a solid mystery, like I said, but within it, there's some really fun moments, like Worf's response when he sends in the probes. They send in the probes. Worf's response is basically fire everything. Like,
yeah,
goes to that great extreme, which is wonderful. Yeah, there's a real stillness in the episode that I absolutely love. Just hearing the hum as with the beacon, as if they send off that beacon, and then you can just hear it slowly like dissipate in the distance is really wild. One of my favorite moments, right, is this moment here, and I've got to bring up the image because it's just a little moment. There's a fake Romulan ship in this episode, right, and they kill it with one shot, and which is kind of weird. But if you did notice, Geordie's response. And he just goes, yeah.
It's like, yes, death.
Yeah. All these, he doesn't know it's a fake from down there. There's
that's
hundreds
true.
of people in that thing. And he's like, yeah.
Either that or he's like, yeah, my cheat code worked.
Up, down, left, right.
Yeah. Which is hilarious about the Romulans because they blow up a ship and they don't know whether it's really real or not, even at this stage. Never mentioned again. They may have just killed hundreds of Romulans and doesn't matter.
There's lots in this episode that is never mentioned again, to be honest.
Which is why it's on the wheel.
Yeah.
Worf has my favorite line from this episode. One Riker, one bridge, when he's freaking out on the
Oh, yes.
Picard's not the only one who freaks out over counting. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There are 4 lights. There are 2 bridges.
And everyone has a little quirky moment. Even Riker, when he comes back off the Yamato, and he is pissed.
Yeah,
He's not happy. And he goes back and he just goes, let's get the hell out of here. But it's a moment that Patrick Stewart does. It's this look that he gives. This here, like there's this smugness about him. And I don't know if it's him going, yeah, let's get the hell out of here. Or it's him going, oh, what a moron. It's just a really odd look, which I
think it's just like a quiet agreement, like, yes, number one, let's get the hell out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here.
I think that's one of those moments where he's like, that's why you're number one and not the captain. I think that's what that was. But go ahead, Jason.
Oh, and the other Picard moment is when the doctor is
Oh,
explaining
God.
that they're rats in a cage.
Mm.
Right. And then she's explaining that's part of an experiment. And the look Picard gives is like, she's a nut job. Like, he doesn't trust her in that
No.
moment, I don't, or believe her in that moment, which is kind of great. But Nick Gilliam, I think you can mock the special effects, but
Yeah.
I totally buy into it because that's his perception of, or that was the furthest he could create a familiar face. It looks like a 65-year-old Beverly Hills native woman. So basically just stretched like the worst face.
Too much makeup and
Yeah.
Well, you're
Like
not
something
my
out of
regular
Escape from
poor
LA.
boy.
But it works because that's just the best version he could kind of do. And yeah, like it's I think this episode, I don't hear it talked about a lot as being kind of right up there, but it's a really good contender for certainly being in the episodes that I would recommend people to watch.
Wow.
Ah,
I just found it ended a little flat, and the flatness of it. And I'm going to mention my one fun fact. When Worf and
before you move on to your fun fact, all I'll say about because I do want to address the ending of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's abruptness, which I think makes it fresh.
Interesting.
From those, if you're watching Star Trek every week, I think that was a fresh way for them to get out of it. Sorry, Joe.
No, it's all good. Yeah, it was that was a weird way to end. It was just like, oh, we just left, and he's like, hold on, keep the countdown, go faster, go to warp. What he went warp 6 or something like that. To want to make sure they can get out of it, and it's like, okay, I guess we're good. The one thing that did kind of bug me, and then I'll get into my fun fact. Wesley gets replaced by Ensign Gonna Die.
And yes.
And
a mouthy ensign.
Yeah.
He
said a lot.
Mouth shut.
And then he died.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get when you start challenging the captain.
Yeah.
Well, we make fun of that scene quite a bit on this show. It's one of our infamous cut scenes. But in context, it's very disturbing.
Yeah.
It is super disturbing. And imagine if Wesley had stayed in that seat and they'd killed off Wesley right there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like,
that would have been that would have taken this episode to legendary status. Not because I hate Wesley. I don't hate Wesley. I'm not a member of the Wesley Haters Club. I'm just saying, just like a Lieutenant Yar type death, just like for no reason, boom, you're dead.
Mm.
Of course, then at the end, we could have Dr. Crusher call, "Hey, how's my son?
Did we call you back?
He's fine. He's in the bathroom. Get him out of here."
I mean, they did this guy better than the one that they did in Discovery that we were talking about last week, where they just left the guy just deteriorating on the shuttlecraft. The young
the Starfleet Academy warm-up episode.
Right.
Yeah, well, they have someone die and then they have bonding session while there is a corpse just on the floor that nobody's addressing.
Oh yes,
for about 5 or 10 minutes.
The episode of the agony booth that I slept through.
Man, I wish I'd slept through that Discovery
episode. Yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah, for everybody at home. So Joe calls me right after the show, and he says, "Hey," I'm like, "What do you want?" Are you okay? Yeah, why? I looked at my clock. I was like, oh no. I was very sick last weekend though, so I was gonna tough it out on the show, and I just my body said, nope.
No, you will not tough it out. You will stay home, you will sit down, and you will get better. Yes, so the fun fact, when Worf and Riker are on the bridge of the Yamato, the dedication plaque is that of the Enterprise. In the remastered HD version, the name on the plaque has been digitally removed. So that's why you keep your DVDs, friends.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
All right, let us move on to redeeming features.
Which I think this whole episode has
for you guys. I still think this is
redeeming features. Oh, well, I suppose we hear yours.
Twinkle in the eye. Redeeming feature for me was the fight that Worf and Riker were having in the beginning. At first, I thought that was when they came in the room, when Riker kind of snuck into the corner, there's a shot where there's like a beam and it's red, and I'm wondering if they're referencing the planet from Conspiracy, for a second.
No, I don't know.
And I thought
that's a stretch, Joe.
It is a stretch, but I stretch a lot. I'm like Stretch Armstrong. So
when you stretch, Joe, this is what comes up.
So
it's just utter confusion by us too.
Yeah.
I will say, with that Worf opening scene, I thought it was a great way, because remember, he's only been security officer for 2 episodes,
right?
Officially, right? And it was a great way to show how dangerous he can be.
Yeah, he was ready to throw down.
Because the fact that Reich is kind of like, well, dude, daddy, chill.
Yeah.
I thought it was great to have Worf in this episode really struggling to handle his shit.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing that I did appreciate of this episode that I brought up before, that the fact that the thing is Baba Yaga, the Klingon.
You keep saying that.
Yeah, because I thought that part was kind of cool. It's like, is this a Star Trek horror episode that they were trying to pull, like a Monster of the Week type of thing? And the cheesiness of that face was just like, ugh. But
it definitely has horror elements.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely not call this horror. It's more mystery, more suspense mystery, I would say.
Jason, Gaston?
Well, I think this episode really kind of hits its atmospheric high when Worf and Riker beam aboard the fake Yamato. Mm-hmm. I really wish that we would have seen more of that, because it was just that everything about the scene, from the hallways to Riker hearing Worf scream and Worf hearing Riker scream, and the two of them almost running into each other. Just
one Riker, one bridge.
Yeah. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. No, Worf, no.
This is not Thunderdome.
But yeah, it just seemed like everything in those scenes was designed to disorientate and confuse, and I really like those scenes. I really wish that more of the episode had been put there. Maybe have Riker and Worf be separated from the Enterprise for a while, and I don't know, maybe even take that fight from the beginning and put it into the middle of all that. That would have been kind of fun. I think Nagilum was a great villain. As Jay said, he's not the villain in his own mind. He's just this curious guy wandering through dimensions. He's like, oh, what are these? Oh, look, they die. That's kind of cool. I liked the ending. I liked it. I don't think it was abrupt. I think that it paid off the gambit of setting the auto-destruct. I really like that Nagilum tried to manipulate Picard out of using it, and as soon as Nagilum realized, no, he's really going to blow up the ship, well, this is going to be a waste. He lets him go, and after Picard is satisfied, he's like, yeah, we're out. And then Nagilum just like gives Picard a booty call at the end, and they have that conversation, and I just love Nagilum's just so dispassionate and so unemotional, and Picard's just pissed, but he's also a diplomat. And so he's trying to be diplomatic to Nagilum, but you can just tell that he's just boiling underneath for everything that Nagilum put them through. I think those are really strong notes to end the episode on. So I'm not sure what you mean by it was abrupt. I don't think it was.
I thought it was abrupt.
No. Well, okay. You thought this belonged on the agony booth, and
I did. It does. Let's know in the comments below or in the chat. Do you guys think this is agony booth, or is this
top 5 season 2 episode?
If you believe that this episode does not belong on the agony booth, that this episode is quality, I want you to comment, Joe is a big duty poo-poo head.
Do not do that.
Do it. No, do it, because it's true.
No.
It is big duty poo-poo head.
Yes, VHS Jace.
I agree. Right, he's a big.
You agree? He's a big duty poo-poo head.
Now, what more can I say? I freaking love this episode. When I did a promo for it yesterday, I said I really like this episode. But I have heard, you're not the only person I've heard make fun of this episode.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's much maligned.
Yeah.
And I think if you actually go back and revisit it now, you see for me, the beauty of what it was and what it's just fun. It's a great start. Like, it's a great Star Trek story, kind of format story where they're all about mystery to me. I mean, if you had one word to describe, and I'm not doing the opening for the Eminem song, if you had one chance, if you had one word to describe Star Trek as a whole, yeah, exactly. Would you take it? Yeah. No. Essentially, it's, to me, if you know that it's a science fiction show, Star Trek, the one key genre word I think is mystery, and they do mystery almost to perfection in this episode.
Okay. Well, agree to disagree. Let us move on.
Oh, I'm happy knowing you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. It's cheesiness. It's just kind of like, meh. I mean, Nagilum could have. I think the reason why Nagilum wanted to go is he was afraid the ship would blow up inside of him, and maybe
it wouldn't hurt him. He was just
it wouldn't even hurt him. He was vast, and there was no matter to him, like nothing that they could comprehend.
Okay, listen. If you had a maze full of rats, and you were experimenting on them, and all of a sudden the rats started exploding, you'd let them go. You wouldn't sit there and go, "Oh wow, well, that's kind of cool. Look at, wow, that's neat." No, you'd let them go. You'd open it up and say, "Oh my God, get out of here, get out of here." But maybe Nagilum is not quite the sadist we think he is. Maybe it actually was just kind of, I'm experimenting on rats. Oh, the rat colony's dying. Let him go. It's the humane thing to do.
So he's doing not much different than what the Federation's doing. He's out there discovering new life forms, and he's running experiments. Like, if the Enterprise shoots a probe into something, do they absolutely know if it's a new life form, whether they're going to be hurting it in any way? No, they don't. They go about it with the best intentions without conceiving some of this stuff. And that's why I defend Nagilum. Nagilum 2024.
This might be better than
it's preferable in some levels, yeah.
Let me tell you something. Let's say,
he may kill half of us, but at least he's honest.
Yeah, exactly. If the rat discovery was inside of you and they were exploding, I think you would definitely let them out. I don't think you would allow the.
But you're thinking of him as a being that has matter and boundaries and walls. Like,
maybe
he's way different. Like, remember they were going like warp 3, weren't they? And not getting any closer to the edge.
Right.
So.
Right. He still might have had what do you call it? Gaseous entity, and because of him being a gaseous being, if you blew it up and changed the parameters of the molecular,
we're gonna get a gavel, Jason. We're gonna get because he's out of order. He's out of order.
All right, let's move on.
I don't know the whole thing about the gaseous explosion inside of him. I don't know. I can kind of see that, like the Enterprise blows up, and then it shows Nagilum floating out in space, and he just kind of goes,
"Squeeze me."
Yeah. All right.
Now he would just go, "Oh, how interesting. I wonder what the Gorn are doing."
Do we have a stupid Star Trek?
No, we don't. We are moving straight into the
Why did Joe put this on at the agony booth? That's our stupid Star Trek question.
Yeah, and we've answered that. We've clearly answered that.
Yes.
So no, let's move on to the Wheel of Agony.
Yes.
Oh, righty.
Oh, I've got a.
Yeah.
What is that?
I get to pick one.
Yeah.
Oh,
you get to pick one, Joe. You're
Joe's pick.
Yeah.
Yep. Joe's pick.
Yeah. Why not? Because he's so good at it.
Yeah. And you know what? Just to confirm for the audience, he is indeed wearing chainmail.
Yes.
And an orange plastic party hat, because that's how Joe rolls.
You know what? Whatever he wants to do in the privacy of his own bedroom is his business. I don't know what we're doing putting it on the wheel.
I don't know. I don't know. I know he can't get lube from Costco, though. So, anyway.
What?
Keep up with the news.
Oh, okay. Oh, P. Diddy. Oh, we can't say that.
So yeah, Joe, you get a chance. I'm putting you on the spot. So I hope you've got one ready in the cannon to fire
If it
off.
lands on Joe, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quit the show. I'm just going to let you know that right now.
No.
All right, let's do it. Let's find out what we got. And we don't, like I said, we don't have many more of these to spin. So
Yeah.
let's see if we're lucky or unlucky. You ready?
Ready.
Do it. Where shall it land? Where shall it land? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Pressing stop now. Ooh.
Oh, so close to Jason. Thank God.
Star Trek. Errand of Mercy, please.
With a war with Klingons raging, Kirk and Spock attempt to resist an occupation of a planet with incomprehensibly placid natives. Again, why is this on the Agony booth? What the
I don't
hell?
know this one.
Again, you don't know, Joe? I asked
It's the
you
Organians.
4 days ago for.
Oh, yes.
And that was
yes,
the
now I
one you
remember.
suggested.
Of
Yeah.
course, it was the one he suggested.
Yeah, no, I remember now. It's from season 3, right? Yeah, season 3 was a wash.
We should
Right.
change this show to Joe picks good episodes and says they're bad. I mean,
Yeah, that's fun. Let's hop into Aftermath.
We were just talking about you. Everybody hates you. Congratulations.
Yeah, how I feel with you two today. I'm gonna,
Well, Joe, well, you know,
I'm gonna roll
can't
back.
upset Star Trek fans. You know, we're a precious bunch.
Well, I mean, I've got somebody in the room that's totally on my side, and
Okay, please put.
and that's our good buddy, My Figure Universe.
I have
Thank you,
to
sir.
say this is, but I think of it like this. Let's torture Chekhov for like half of it, and then Kirk decides to take him out and turns him into a good app. Okay,
Yeah, there we go.
all right.
Thank
Well,
you.
I haven't seen it in decades, probably myself, so it'll be good.
No, he's talking about the episode that we just watched.
You sure?
Yeah.
I have to say this is definitely an agony. No, he's not. He's going, let's torture Chekhov for half of it. Is he not talking about next week's episode?
No,
No, he's
My
not.
Figure Universe is still here.
Okay, I'm confused.
Yeah, because we just spun the wheel and he said, I don't think that's a bad episode. Which Quality of Mercy. All right.
Okay. All right. You feel
It's
better?
an analogy. Yeah, see? He's like, it was an analogy for saying that if you torture
All right,
Chekhov,
Joe, you're vindicated for
Thank
your
you.
own,
My Figure
for
Universe.
your own, you
You're
know,
the best.
emotional well-being. You are vindicated.
Yep. Much better.
Joe,
Wait, how do you have the Twitch?
there you go.
I gave everybody a password. Thanks. Thanks, Jay. Which
It's
one
happening
is it?
all over the internet. That's how. Don't point at me. Don't point at me.
So childish.
I did it, and I'm proud of myself.
There we go. There we go. We do.
They do.
Hello. Hi there.
Hi.
Hello.
And then it was a Timu Romulan ship. That's always fun.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Space-time thought.
You know, with that, right again, it's just they never mention it again. They blow the thing up and just move on.
Yeah.
Well, like I
And
said,
they're
there's
the good
lots that goes-
guys.
There's lots
They're
that goes on in this episode they never mention again. Also, can we talk about, were they just trying to make Pulaski as unlikable as possible? in this
Yeah.
episode? And there's one other thing in this episode that I found absolutely hilarious. And that is when Nagilum is looking at everybody like, oh, yes, you're human, you're Klingon. And then sees Pulaski and is like, what are you? You're built differently. And then throws her against the wall. And, how interesting. And it's, oh, you mean it's because I'm female? It's one of our genders. Yes, I'm female. Troy is over there. And she almost looks offended. He's like, excuse me.
Well, I'm sorry.
You got all this over here and you're talking about the Crypt Keeper? Hello.
Well, I'm sorry. I think Polanski's a racist. So I don't.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow.
The way she talks to Data. Now, I've thought about this. Data's his own race, so technically she's a racist, right?
Okay.
I
Yes.
think the way she talks to Data in these early season 2 episodes is unbelievably offensive.
Okay. Imagine if she had been talking to Haskell that way. Picard would have had her in the ready room, like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're getting on that shuttle and get the hell out of here right now. But no, it's like, oh, it's okay. It's just Data.
Yeah.
He doesn't
have any emotions. So
I did like how Data smirks at one point, though.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like,
Yeah. This dude here,
that guy was the MVP.
That's pre-freak out.
What's the beginning of it? Yeah.
I tried to find information on him. It was tough. And I tried to go down a rabbit hole and I couldn't find bugger all about him.
That's what it looks like when somebody sees Joe's pick for the wheel. Like, really?
Hey, you had a message up there before, and I don't want to dismiss it. My Figure Universe question you said he had sent through. Did you ask the stupid Star Trek questions, Joe?
No, he posted one a while ago, and he mentioned it last week on the show that it's like, I gave you a question. How come you didn't put it up? Well, I didn't get it into Jason in time. That's my fault.
Okay, Joe.
Yeah.
It's the Attack Joe show.
This is just so you're telling me you don't have a stupid Star Trek question, but you asked me to send you one earlier? Yeah, I was late.
We would answer it, mate.
Yeah, it's the time zone thing because he's in the other side of the planet.
So 10 seconds of Googling brought me this.
Ooh,
oh wow. All right.
Hold on. Haskell is played by Charles Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
He is known for appearing in the 70s in the drama Getting Together. He was in Specials, Family Ties, Fame, Knots Landing, Mama's Family, and Falcon Crest.
What did IMDb and none came up?
I don't know. Charles. Look at that. It's his IMDb page. My goodness.
Bloody Australian Google again.
His last credit was in 1991 with a movie called Real Men Don't Bleed. Real Men Don't Bleed. They just kind of go like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Haskell, we salute you.
Yes, sir. Is he still with us?
He became.
I believe he's still with us. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because of that moment is whether you watch Star Trek or not, you know that moment because of the meme.
Yeah.
So he's kind of broken through a thing where, you know what I mean? He's known globally.
Yeah.
Yes. Imagine he just goes to cons and that's all he does.
When
somebody else wants his signature.
Sure, I'll do. Sure, I'll do the face. All right, that'll be $30, please.
Yeah, that'll be $30.
Yes, that'll be $30. Thanks. I love it.
Poor guy.
Oh man.
Hey, you know what? If I could make $30 doing that, I'd be doing that all day.
Yeah.
I'd be chasing people in the street. Hey, you got $30?
Well, I believe that wraps up this episode.
Charles Douglas is acting on Broadway now, by the way.
Oh, nice. All right, so I'll go over there. It's not too far from me. Get him on Section 31. Can you do the thing? $30. All right, guys. This has been a lot of fun. It's a nice way to end the week on a high note, despite the malicious attacks on my choices of episodes.
Malicious.
I would say accurate.
They call me a poopy head. I don't know.
Accurate. Yeah, factually accurate.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week where we're going back to the original series from Star Trek.
To another good episode.
Hey,
good job, Joe. Good job.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys.